A 17-year-old student at King High School in Riverside actually won a scholarship to go to college. The problem is it comes from the Martin Luther King Fund, which I think everybody understands is intended for black youth. Now, he is white, and he actually won that scholarship. Now, when he got up to go and receive the scholarship, everybody was like, oh, this guy's white. And because they know that he shouldn't be getting it. Now, he did do the right thing, and he returned the scholarship. Now, he does come from, his father was listed as a teacher, so he's at least middle class and couldn't afford school. So he did rightfully give back money he could have used. However, what is very, very interesting was seeing liberals go on about how, oh, he shouldn't have gotten the money, he shouldn't have given the money back. I mean, he earned it by doing the essay or whatever it was that got him it, even by doing a telephone interview. And it was very, very telling to watch this on the Young Turks. And then watching them all say that he should have been able to keep the money. And then watching like the two top-rated comments in the video saying, well, those who think he should have given the money back don't understand what King stood for, equality between blacks and whites. And the other comment was some kind of variant of that. And to that liberal audience, one of the things that just irritates the hell out of me about liberalism, equality hasn't been achieved yet. There are laws mandating equality, but equality hasn't been achieved yet. I mean, do you really think that taking a scholarship fund that was set up for disadvantaged black youth, disadvantaged because that is the reality of the material situation that we're in, taking that and using it for a white kid who's middle class and is better off than most black youth is wrong? And it's them and their oh, racism is over and equality has been achieved, so therefore all the remaining inequalities that exist within the system is their own fault. And that there cannot be any superstructural aspects to the system we live in that actually causes these problems. That's the disingenuous and inherently reactionary nature within liberalism. Conservatism will tell you straight up, to hell with black people, to hell with minorities, to hell with them, they deserve what they get. Liberals like to put forth this nice little safe thing that will help, but inherently will reduce themselves to the same thing. Still maintaining white privilege by denying the existence of inequality. Now, to some level, they acknowledge that it still exists, but they'll inherently turn around and defend their own white privilege in situations like this. I mean, these are the highest rated comments. These are coming from the Young Turks' overwhelmingly liberal audience. And they're still here defending white privilege, even though they're supposed to be progressives and all that. People who think that if you just simply write a law for something, that means things have automatically changed. It doesn't work like that. That is not reality. That is the real material conditions that exist for people. The black youth, things haven't just changed because you write a law. You have to change the really existing material conditions that make things the way they are. The institutional inequalities. The things written into the system that create inequality, and they cannot do that because they won't look at it from a dialectical perspective. And they won't do that, and they won't create that equality because they won't fundamentally get rid of their white privilege. Being more likely to go to school because you're white, being more likely to go to school because you're from a greater economic bracket is a privilege, one that is not challenged. When that is not a way for you to get in and black people can get in by the same percentages, then you can say that privilege is gone. But that privilege still exists. So as long as there has to be something that creates that equality, clearly the inequality still exists. And inherently they don't want that white privilege to go away. This shows It's a tremendous example of the reactionary streak that runs through liberalism and why liberalism cannot take us to where we need to go. It cannot resolve the contradictions of our society because they have no idea how to, and they have no desire to. This is why liberalism doesn't work. Why we need a communist program, not a liberal program. Because they have no desire to iron out inequalities. Because they still defend a system based on inequality. Capitalism is inequality. It goes against the principle of people being equal. It's a foundation on some people getting over others. And of course, like anything else, it uses anything it can use. Race, income, national identity, where you're born in the world, first world, third world, anything, it doesn't matter. Any slight thing that can be used to be over somebody else. A hierarchical system. That is what capitalism is. This is the utter complete failing of liberals. They really believe that just by writing some lofty legislation, they're going to end inequality, while believing in a system that cannot function without inequality. And this is why liberals don't get it. And just watching the liberal audience defending black privilege over whites, as conservatives would yell, and watching them take the similar position to what conservatives would take was disheartening. That is why we as Marxists, us as communists, need to understand we are not trying to get black people there. We're not trying to get white people into a position of privilege. We're not trying to get America into a set of privilege. We're not trying to get workers to get their own. This is communism. We are all going there, or none of us are. Because when you don't go by a principle of we all get there or none of us get there, you just end up with liberalism.